Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us. Every week, we bring you conversations with business leaders, entrepreneurs, community influencers, and professionals who are making a positive difference in the lives of others. Today is a very special program because we're giving you an inside look at the upcoming San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo, where you'll meet some of the outstanding presenters, explore exciting educational opportunities, and discover how one day of learning and networking can open doors to new possibilities. Joining me today is my wonderful co-host, Simon. Simon, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Marie. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I have to tell you, I've really been looking forward to today's show because this expo brings together so many different professionals under one roof. I can't wait to learn more about what people can expect.
Before we introduce today's presenters, I'd like to share something that's very important about this year's expo. The San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo is designed as an educational experience. Our presenters and moderators come from many different professional backgrounds, including banking, law, architecture, engineering, development, finance, and business. Their role is to facilitate educational discussions, share professional insights, and encourage thoughtful conversations based on their experience. The roundtables are not intended to provide individual legal, tax, financial, or investment advice, and there will be no solicitation during the educational sessions. Our goal is simple: to help people learn, build relationships, ask better questions, and leave with a broader understanding of the opportunities available in real estate and business.
I actually appreciate that, Marie. It creates an environment where people can learn from experienced professionals without feeling pressured. It really keeps the focus on education and meaningful conversations.
One of the things that makes this year's San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo so special is our partnership with New School of Architecture and Design. For me, this partnership is about much more than real estate. It's about investing in the next generation of architects, designers, builders, developers, and community leaders. That's why I'm so excited to introduce what New School will be bringing to this year's expo.
Marie, I absolutely love this partnership. Most people think architecture is simply about designing beautiful buildings, but architects are actually helping shape neighborhoods, communities, businesses, and the future of our cities. This partnership connects education with real-world opportunities.
I couldn't agree more. Students spend years learning how to design incredible projects. But what happens after graduation? How do great ideas become funded? Or how do architects connect with developers, investors, banks, construction companies? That's exactly why New School is our official community education partner.
And New School has assembled an outstanding leadership team for the summit. We'll be joined by Dr. Chaoling Su, the president of New School of Architecture and Design, Daniela Deutsch, chief academic officer and dean of architecture, Steve Matley, who is the head of construction management. Each of them brings a different perspective on how education and industry can work together.
One of the things I really love about New School's participation, Simon, is that these aren't just classroom discussions. These are conversations that connect students with the real world. They're bringing together architects, developers, investors, property owners, and industry professionals to explore how great ideas actually become great communities.
Exactly. And one of the sessions that really caught my attention is called From Studio to Syndication. I love that title because it shows students that the drawings and ideas they create in school can become real development projects. Instead of simply designing a building, they'll learn how architects can work alongside developers and investors from the very beginning of a project, helping turn a vision into something that can actually be built.
Another session I'm excited about is the $100,000 student portfolio. Now, that title alone gets your attention. It's really about helping students understand how to present their ideas professionally. Instead of projects staying in a classroom, they'll see how well-designed concepts can be organized and presented in ways that investors and developers actually review when considering future projects. They're even going to look at real San Diego examples, so attendees can see how good design creates real opportunities.
And then there's a topic that's especially relevant here in Southern California: accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, to apartments. With San Diego's growing housing needs, this discussion explores how small properties can become part of the solution. Students, property owners, architects, developers, and investors will learn how they can work together on projects that create more housing while also creating opportunities for everyone involved. That's what makes this summit different, Marie. Instead of waiting until graduation to meet industry leaders, students can begin building those relationships now. Architecture meets investing, education meets entrepreneurship, ideas meet opportunity. What a great way to learn and meet people.
I absolutely agree with you, Simon. Whether a student is exploring and building their future or an architect designing tomorrow's communities. It could also be a developer bringing new ideas to life, or an investor looking for the next opportunity. This summit is designed to bring all of those conversations together in one place.
And Marie, I think that's what makes this event so special. It's not just about listening to speakers, it's about sitting at the same table with leaders who have actually built businesses, developed projects, financed investments, designed communities, and helped others succeed. Those conversations can open doors that last long after the summit is over.
I also believe, Simon, that in every great project, every successful development, and every growing business has one thing in common. At some point, someone had to believe in the vision and provide the capital to help make it happen. That's why our next featured leader is such an important part of this summit. Our keynote speaker, Thomas J. Insera, president of Beach Cities Commercial Bank, has spent years helping businesses and investors turn opportunities into reality. One of the questions I hear most often from entrepreneurs is, where do I find the money to grow my business? Well, from all the years of my experience in real estate, as far as I know is, whether you're purchasing your first investment property, buying an existing company, or expanding your business, understanding financing can make all the difference. That's why I'm excited to introduce our keynote speaker for the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo, Thomas J. Insera, President and CEO of Beach Cities Commercial Bank. Simon, Thomas has such an incredible background.
He really does, Marie. What impressed me is that Thomas didn't just study business, he lived it. His educational journey took him from Purdue University, where he earned a degree in leadership, to completing his MBA and then graduating from the prestigious Graduate School of Banking. That's an extraordinary foundation. But education is only part of his story.
Exactly. Thomas also understands entrepreneurship because he's been an entrepreneur himself. He has successfully launched and grown 7 different businesses, including 2 FDIC-insured commercial banks. That's a remarkable accomplishment. It means he understands what it's like to build a business from an idea to securing financing, to creating jobs and serving a community. You know, Simon, when you listen to successful entrepreneurs, business owners, and community leaders, you start to notice a pattern. Most of them simply took the next step that was in front of them. One opportunity led to another. One relationship opened another door. And over time, those small steps became something much bigger.
Thomas will lead an outstanding roundtable discussion titled Debt Programs to Fund Business Acquisitions and Mergers and Acquisitions. This session goes far beyond traditional real estate lending. Participants will explore SBA 7A financing, conventional commercial lending, due diligence, acquisition strategies, and how business cash flow and real estate can work together to create long-term growth.
Thomas J. Insera brings decades of experience, leadership, and practical wisdom, and we're honored to have him as our keynote speaker.
Marie, when people hear the words real estate investing, many assume it's only for developers or people with millions of dollars. Is that really who this summit is for?
That's a great question, Simon. Actually, that's one of the biggest misconceptions. This summit was intentionally designed for people at every stage. Whether you're a student exploring career opportunities, a homeowner thinking about adding an ADU, a first-time investor, or someone who's simply curious about how real estate works, There's something here for you.
And here's another question. How many opportunities have we missed simply because we didn't know the right people or because we didn't know the right questions to ask? Sometimes one conversation, one introduction, or one new idea can completely change the direction of your career.
That's why networking matters. That's why education matters. And that's why we created the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo. It's not just about listening to presentations. It's about meeting people, sharing ideas, and discovering opportunities you may never have imagined before.
So here's our challenge for everyone listening today. If you attend the summit, don't just collect business cards. Introduce yourself to someone you've never met. Ask a question. Share your story. You never know which conversation could become your next partnership, your next client, or even your next lifelong friend.
Because sometimes the opportunity you've been searching for is actually a conversation waiting to happen. And speaking of conversations, you've just heard how education, vision, and strong financial partnerships can create opportunities that many people never thought possible. And that's exactly what the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo is all about. It's about bringing together all in one room to learn from one another and build meaningful relationships. Whether you're just getting started or you've been in business for years, there's something valuable waiting for you at this event. When we come back, we'll introduce another outstanding presenter who has spent decades helping people discover opportunities in real estate that many others overlook. You're listening to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio, where we bring you conversations that inspire better business, stronger relationships, and a higher quality of life. We'll be right back after these messages.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Why does anybody take business as a major in school? Because they don't know what they want to do when they grow up.
This is a must event that you should always come to.
You can create a legacy of this business that can be passed down. And I've worked with many husband and wife and partners who want to do something together.
We want to keep families here. We want to keep our diversity. We want to keep San Diego being a thriving area.
I am so happy and grateful now that peace comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. These things work, by the way, and they are activated by belief.
I am very grateful because we put a lot of hard work to put this together for you, because we know that part of what we need to do is make good decisions for your real estate investing.
I was glad to see Marie and get to enjoy this experience with the speakers that were here to help educate and network and learn some new things.
It's not just about making money, it's about how can we work together as a team, as part of the community.
A lot of tears, a lot of heartache. And then what that does, it reminds me, is if you don't establish your legacy, someone else will.
So I'm a safe money strategist, and I look at protection of assets. There's three things that I see. Protection of assets from catastrophic illness, long-term care, the Great Recession, and making sure your money pays you for life. How about tax-free?
It was fabulous. There was enough information from a whole array of people that could give you everything that you need to know from a lot of levels in real estate investing. But there was more, and we had a fabulous encounter with Glenn Moschauer, who had the whole room doing some brain exercises and things that by the time we all finished up, we were all blissed out and happy.
This is peer-to-peer kind of mastermind style sessions that we do.
I work with, and the people that work with me work with private placements. We're getting families into homes. We work with an agency out of San Leandro, California called Building Futures with Women and Children.
In commercial, it's very important that you read your agreement.
I was in the lending industry before I started introduced real estate, and I really embraced both as my own, and it really helped with my branding to make it more about me and what I could provide for my clients.
So I'm talking to builders and developers, and after we go through the this is why you want to buy our property, and let's talk about pricing, and let's talk about timing, then we ask, so from where you're sitting, what does it look like?
Your network
is your net worth?
As a franchisee, you've got a $60,000 franchise fee. There's a 2-trailer minimum, so it's an under $200,000 to open your doors.
Usually at the 3 to 5 year mark, we refinance, and we're able to return most or all of the initial investment to our partners and investors.
And with the networking that I've learned, I've got other opportunities.
So book it in your calendar for the next day of this event here. What we were able to learn about syndication, we were able to learn about architect, we were able to learn about self-storage and really how to make money on that. And most of all, we were able to learn about trust, wills, and estate planning made easy and how you can separate your business by utilizing trust.
Because what I'm doing is I'm allowing you to remember that you are living and moving and having your being within a spectacular system. Life knows what it's doing.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and today we're giving you a preview of the upcoming San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo and introducing you to some of the outstanding presenters who will be joining us. Simon, our next presenter is someone I've had the pleasure of working with for many years. Michael Pollan has spoken at several of my events, and one of the things I appreciate most about him is his ability to make complex legal and international real estate topics understandable and practical. He's an international real estate and business attorney, an international speaker, and an educator who has helped people learn how to invest in real estate around the world. I'm excited to have him joining us again this year.
You know, Marie, as we've been preparing for today's show, one thing that really stood out to me about Michael is that he doesn't just help people close transactions. He helps them understand how to make better decisions before they ever sign an agreement. I think that's something every investor can appreciate.
I couldn't agree more. That's exactly why I invited him back. Real estate opportunities are exciting, but understanding the legal, financial, and partnership side of those opportunities is just as important. Michael has a way of helping people think ahead and avoid problems before they happen.
One of his roundtables is about cross-border real estate investing. I thought that was really interesting because we live in such a global economy now. People are moving, investing, and doing business all over the world.
That's exactly right. Michael will be leading a discussion on what people should consider when buying property internationally, whether you're an American investing overseas or a foreign national investing here in the United States. He'll be discussing topics like ownership structures, joint ventures, taxes, and other important considerations that help people make informed decisions.
I also noticed something else. This isn't about giving legal advice. It's really about helping people understand the process so they know what questions to ask.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I appreciate most about Michael. He believes education comes first. When people understand the process, they make better decisions and build stronger business relationships.
Another session that caught my attention was joint ventures and syndications. With more people partnering on investment projects today, that seems like a conversation a lot of attendees will find valuable.
Absolutely. Successful partnerships don't just happen. They require communication, clear expectations, and good planning. Michael will facilitate a discussion about partnership structures, operating agreements, equity ownership, and ways to help protect everyone involved. Those conversations are valuable, whether you're investing in your first project or your 50th.
And his final discussion focuses on reducing risk during the development process. That seems especially relevant here in Southern California.
It certainly is. Development involves many moving parts. Michael will moderate a discussion about due diligence, city approvals, documentation, insurance considerations, and practical strategies that help teams work together more effectively while reducing unnecessary risk.
You know what I like about this, Marie? Every presenter we've talked about today brings a completely different perspective. Thomas helps people understand financing. Michael helps people understand the legal side of investing. It's like you're putting together all the pieces people need to make smarter business decisions.
That's exactly the vision behind this expo. No one builds a successful project alone. It takes the knowledge and collaboration of bankers, attorneys, architects, developers, investors, engineers, and many other professionals working together. Our goal is to bring those voices together in one place so attendees leave with practical knowledge, meaningful relationships, and new opportunities they can apply to their own businesses. Simon, our next featured presenter is someone I've admired for many years because of his passion for educating real estate investors. Lloyd Siegel is the president of the Los Angeles County Real Estate Investors Association, one of California's largest and longest-standing real estate investor organizations. He's also an attorney, mortgage banker, real estate investor, mentor, author, and nationally recognized speaker. What I appreciate most about Lloyd is that he has dedicated much of his career to helping people understand how to invest in real estate with confidence.
You know, Marie, one thing that stood out to me when I was reading about Lloyd is that he wears a lot of different hats: attorney, investor, author, mortgage banker, mentor. It seems like he understands real estate from almost every angle.
Exactly. And that's what makes him such a valuable educator. He's not just teaching theory. He's sharing lessons from decades of real-world experience. Whether someone is buying their first investment property or already has an established portfolio, Lloyd has a way of making complex topics practical and understandable.
I also noticed he's written several books. That tells me he's passionate about teaching people, not just doing deals himself.
That's exactly right. Lloyd has written several real estate books, including topics on foreclosure investing and house flipping. His latest book, Flipping Houses, helps people understand the entire process, from finding properties and financing them to renovating and selling them. He's helped educate thousands of investors throughout the country.
I think a lot of people hear the words house flipping and assume it's easy because they've watched television shows.
That's true. Television usually shows the exciting part. Lloyd teaches people about the planning, financing, due diligence, and decision-making that happens behind the scenes. That's the knowledge that helps people avoid costly mistakes.
And that's really what your expo is about, isn't it? Learning from professionals who've actually done the work.
Exactly. One of the things I wanted to create with this expo was an opportunity for attendees to learn directly from experienced professionals like Lloyd. People can ask questions, hear real stories, and walk away with practical ideas they can apply to their own investing journey.
Something else impressed me. Lloyd has spoken at universities, realtor organizations, investor groups, and conferences all across the country. That tells me people trust his experience.
They certainly do. But beyond his credentials, I think people enjoy listening to Lloyd because he's approachable. He genuinely enjoys teaching and mentoring others. That's exactly the kind of presenter I wanted for this event.
You know, Marie, one thing I'm noticing about today's presenters is that each of them brings a different piece of the puzzle. Thomas talked about financing. Michael helps people understand legal strategies. Lloyd helps people understand investing and building wealth through real estate.
Exactly. That's why I love this lineup. Everyone brings a unique perspective. When you put those perspectives together, attendees leave with a much broader understanding of what's possible. Whether they're just getting started or they've been investing for years, there's something valuable for everyone.
Marie, one thing I've noticed throughout today's program is that your presenters aren't coming to sell products or give individual legal or financial advice.
That's exactly right, Simon. One of the things I'm very proud of is that the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo is designed as an educational event. Our moderators, including Michael Pollan and Lloyd Siegel, are there to facilitate discussions, share their professional experiences, and help attendees better understand important concepts. These roundtables are intended to encourage learning, thoughtful conversation, and the exchange of ideas. They're not providing individual legal, tax, financial, or investment advice, and there will be no solicitation during the educational sessions. Our goal is to create an environment where people can learn from experienced professionals, ask questions, and leave with a better understanding of the opportunities and considerations involved in real estate and business.
I actually like that approach because it allows people to hear different perspectives, ask thoughtful questions, and continue the conversation after the session if they want to learn more.
Exactly. Education comes first. Relationships come first. When people are better informed, they're able to make better decisions with their own professional advisors. Simon, you know what's really interesting? As we've been talking about these presenters today, I keep noticing how each one brings a completely different perspective. Thomas helps people understand financing and building strong banking relationships. Michael helps people understand the legal and business side of investing. Lloyd brings decades of experience as an investor, educator, author, and mentor. When you put all of those perspectives together, you're not just attending another event. You're building a team of knowledge around yourself.
I was actually thinking the same thing, Marie. One person can't possibly know everything. But when you spend a day learning from professionals with different backgrounds, you start seeing how all the pieces fit together.
Exactly. That's really how successful businesses and successful investments are built. Not because one person knows everything, but because they surround themselves with knowledgeable people who are willing to share their experience.
One thing I've noticed is that this expo isn't just focused on real estate. It's really about building better businesses and better relationships.
I couldn't agree more. Whether someone attends because they're interested in investing, growing a business, building partnerships, or simply learning something new, I want them to leave inspired and better prepared for whatever comes next. That's why we intentionally brought together professionals from banking, law, architecture, engineering, development, finance, business, and education. Every presenter contributes a different piece of the puzzle.
And I imagine that's one of the biggest benefits for attendees. They're not just listening to presentations. They're meeting people they can continue learning from long after the expo is over.
Exactly. Some of the most valuable opportunities don't happen on the stage. They happen during lunch, between sessions, at the networking tables, or simply by introducing yourself to someone you've never met before. Sometimes one conversation, one new relationship, or one idea can completely change the direction of your business, or even your life.
I love that, because at the end of the day, that's really what this event is all about, bringing great people together.
Exactly, Simon. And when we come back, we'll introduce more of the outstanding presenters who will be joining us at the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo. You're listening to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio on KCAA Radio Network, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and today we're introducing you to many of the outstanding moderators who will be joining us at the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo. Simon, after hearing from Lloyd Siegel about real estate investing, I think it's the perfect time to introduce someone who works in the San Diego market. Our next moderator is David Schmidt, a commercial real estate broker with extensive experience helping investors, property owners, and developers identify opportunities right here in our own community. One of the things I appreciate about David is his practical approach to helping people understand how today's market creates new possibilities for those who are willing to learn.
Marie, I really like the progression because Lloyd gave us the big picture perspective on investing, and now David helps bring that conversation home to San Diego. Real estate really is local. Understanding what's happening in your own market can make all the difference.
And that's one of the reasons I invited David to moderate 2 of our roundtable discussions. His goal is to facilitate conversations where attendees can learn from one another, explore current opportunities, and better understand what's happening in today's market.
One topic that immediately caught my attention is value add to value own. I really like that title. It reminds me that sometimes the greatest opportunities aren't about finding the perfect property. It's about seeing the potential in a property that someone else overlooked.
Yes, Simon. That's the kind of thinking experienced investors enjoy discussing. And that's why David's Roundtable is designed to encourage those conversations. Attendees will have the opportunity to explore how investors evaluate opportunities, be able to discuss renovation ideas, learn some strategies when it comes to financing challenges, and different approaches to creating additional value over time. It's an educational conversation where people can exchange ideas and learn from one another's experiences.
And I noticed another topic that so many Californians are talking about right now: ADU, accessory dwelling units.
Absolutely. Accessory dwelling units continue to create new opportunities for homeowners and investors. David's Roundtable, the ADU to apartment pipeline, will facilitate discussions around small lot development, SB 9 and SB 10 opportunities, joint ventures, and some of the considerations property owners, investors, and designers are exploring throughout San Diego. Again, the purpose is education, helping attendees better understand the possibilities while encouraging thoughtful conversations around responsible development.
I think that's one of the strengths of your event. Instead of someone standing at the front of the room telling everyone what to do, you're creating opportunities for people to learn from experienced professionals while also hearing different perspectives around the table.
Exactly, Simon. That's why we call them moderated roundtables. David isn't there to lecture. He's there to guide the conversation, encourage participation, and help attendees explore ideas together. Sometimes the most valuable learning comes from hearing different experiences and asking thoughtful questions.
You know what I appreciate about David's sessions, Marie? They're very practical. People leave with ideas they can continue exploring long after the expo is over.
I was just thinking about the same thing. That's what I hope every attendee experiences. Whether someone is a student, a first-time investor, an experienced developer, or simply curious about the San Diego market, I want them to leave with new knowledge, meaningful relationships, and practical ideas they can continue building on. That's what makes these moderated discussions so valuable. Simon, our next moderator is someone I've had the pleasure of knowing for many years, and he's truly passionate about helping people grow, not only as real estate professionals, but as business leaders. Steve Matley brings more than 25 years of experience in leadership, construction management, real estate development, land acquisition, and business management. He's also the chair of the construction management programs at New School of Architecture and Design, which makes him uniquely qualified to connect education with real-world business experience.
Marie, that's one of the things I really admire about Steve. He's worked in so many different areas of the industry, from construction and development to education and investing. It seems like he understands what it takes to build not just projects, but successful businesses and successful people.
Steve's accomplishments are proven records of his knowledge and experience. And that's one of the reasons I invited Steve to moderate 3 of our roundtable discussions. He has a wonderful way of helping people think beyond today's transaction and start building for the future.
One of his topics really caught my attention: why top producers join masterminds. I think many people hear the word mastermind, but they may not fully understand why experienced professionals continue investing in peer groups and learning communities.
That's a great point, Simon. Steve will facilitate a discussion about the value of surrounding yourself with the right people. He'll explore how experienced professionals use mastermind groups for continued learning, accountability, networking, and personal growth. It's also an opportunity for attendees, and especially students, to better understand how meaningful relationships and strong professional networks can open doors throughout their careers.
I really like that because none of us grows alone. Sometimes the best ideas come from conversations with people who challenge us to think differently.
That's one of the reasons I believe so strongly in bringing people together. Learning doesn't stop when we earn a degree. It continues every time we're willing to listen, ask questions, and learn from one another.
Another discussion Steve is moderating is running a real estate business like a CEO, not a broker. I have to admit, I really like that title because it sounds like it's about working on your business instead of just in your business.
It truly is. One thing about Steve, he knows the inside and out of this business. As businesses grow, leadership becomes just as important as technical knowledge. Steve will facilitate conversations around systems, team structure, delegation, leadership, and operational planning. Those principles apply whether someone is building a real estate company, a construction firm, or any growing business.
And I noticed his third roundtable is Syndication 101. That sounds like a great opportunity for people who want to better understand how larger investment projects come together.
That is the goal, Simon. Steve will moderate an educational discussion introducing attendees to the roles people play within real estate syndications, important concepts related to responsibilities, due diligence, and understanding how these investment structures are commonly organized. The purpose is to help people become more informed and understand the questions they should be asking as they continue learning.
Marie, something keeps standing out to me today. Every moderator we've talked about brings a completely different perspective, but they all seem to have one thing in common. They're educators.
I love that observation, Simon. You're absolutely right. Whether they're attorneys, bankers, investors, developers, or business leaders, every one of them is committed to sharing knowledge and creating meaningful discussions. That's exactly the experience I wanted attendees to have. Not just listening to presentations, but participating in conversations that inspire new ideas, build relationships, and encourage lifelong learning.
I think that's what makes this expo different. People aren't just attending another event. They're becoming part of a community that's committed to learning and growing together.
Isn't that amazing? This is why I love what I do. And when people leave with new knowledge, new relationships, and a fresh perspective, that's when real opportunities begin. That's what I hope every attendee experiences at this year's San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo.
Simon, before we wrap up this segment, I'd like to introduce one more of our outstanding moderators, Lorna McFarlane-Reed. One of the things I appreciate about Lorna is that she reminds us that successful investing and successful leadership aren't just about knowledge. They're also about the mindset behind the decisions we make.
Marie, I think that's such an important perspective. We've spent today's program talking about financing, legal strategies, investing, and business growth. But at the end of the day, every investment and every business decision is still made by a person.
Yes, this is an important part of doing business. Lorna believes that before we can build successful businesses, we have to understand ourselves. Lorna's first moderated discussion is called Define, Disrupt, Dismantle, Break Wealth Self-Sabotage. She'll facilitate a conversation about recognizing the thought patterns, fears, and habits that sometimes keep us from making timely decisions. Whether it's delaying an investment, hesitating on a business opportunity, or putting off important planning, the goal is to help attendees recognize those barriers and explore healthier ways of moving forward.
I think that's something everyone can relate to. Sometimes the biggest obstacle isn't the market, it's the conversation we're having with ourselves. No matter what industry we're in, we've all had moments where fear, uncertainty, or simply putting something off has kept us from moving forward.
That's exactly right. Her second discussion, From Procrastination to Performance, explores practical approaches professionals use to move from feeling stuck to taking purposeful action. Whether someone is making business decisions, investment decisions, or planning for the future, Lorna will facilitate conversations around building momentum and making thoughtful, confident choices. One of Lorna's discussions explores how those patterns can affect not only our businesses, but also our relationships, leadership, and long-term goals. Her goal isn't to tell people what to do. It's to facilitate thoughtful conversations that help people become more aware of what's influencing their decisions.
And I really like the title of her third discussion, Lead Healed, Not Hurting. That says a lot in just a few words.
It really does. Leadership influences every area of our lives. Lorna will facilitate a discussion about emotional wellness, self-awareness, and the importance of leading with clarity, resilience, and purpose. The conversation focuses on how personal well-being can support better communication, stronger relationships, and clearer decision-making, both in business and in life. She reminds us that building wealth and building a meaningful life go hand in hand.
You know, Marie, I think Lorna's sessions are a wonderful reminder that building wealth isn't only about financial success. It's also about becoming the kind of leader people trust and want to follow.
Beautifully said, Simon. That's exactly why I wanted Lorna to be part of this year's Expo. When we continue learning, growing, and investing in ourselves, we're better prepared to serve others, make wise decisions, and create a lasting legacy.
And that's what makes this event different. It's not just about listening to presentations. It's about joining the conversation, meeting great people, and continuing those relationships long after the Expo is over.
When we come back, we'll continue introducing more of our outstanding moderators and presenters. And we'll also talk about some of the exciting experiences our attendees can enjoy throughout the day. You're listening to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Why does anybody take business as a major in school? Because they don't know what they want to do when they grow up.
This is a must event that you should always come to.
You can create a legacy of this business that can be passed down. And I've worked with many husband and wife and partners who want to do something together.
We want to keep families here. We want to keep our diversity. We want to keep San Diego being a thriving area.
I am so happy and grateful now that peace comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. These things work, by the way, and they are activated by belief.
I am very grateful because we put a lot of hard work to put this together for you, because we know that part of what we need to do is make good decisions for your real estate investing.
I was glad to see Marie and get to enjoy this experience with the speakers that were here to help educate and network and learn some new things.
It's not just about making money, it's about how can we work together as a team, as part of the community.
A lot of tears, a lot of heartache. And what that does, it reminds me, is if you don't establish your legacy, someone else will.
So I'm a safe money strategist, and I look at protection of assets. There's three things that I see: protection of assets from catastrophic illness, long-term care, the Great Recession, and making sure your money pays you for life. How about tax-free?
It was fabulous. There was enough information from a whole array of people that could give you everything that you need to know from a lot of levels in real estate investing. But there was more, and we had a fabulous encounter with Glenn Moschauer, who had the whole room doing some brain exercises and things that by the time we all finished up, we were all blissed out and happy.
This is peer-to-peer kind of mastermind style sessions that we do.
I work with, and the people that work with me, work with private placements. We're getting families into homes. We work with an agency out of San Leandro, California called Building Futures with Women and Children.
In commercial, it's very important that you read your agreement.
I was in the lending industry before I started introduced real estate, and I really embraced both as my own, and it really helped with my branding to make it more about me and what I could provide for my clients.
So I'm talking to builders and developers, and after we go through the this is why you want to buy our property, and let's talk about pricing, and let's talk about timing, then we ask, so from where you're sitting, what does it look like?
Your network is your net worth.
As a franchisee, you've got a $60,000 franchise fee. There's a 2-trailer minimum, so it's an under $200,000 to open your doors.
Usually at the 3 to 5 year mark, we refinance, and we're able to return most or all of the initial investment to our partners and investors.
And with the networking that I've learned, I've got other opportunities.
So book it in your calendar for the next day of this event here. What we were able to learn about syndication, we were able to learn about architect, we were able to learn about self-storage and really how to make money on that. And most of all, we were able to learn about trust, wills, and estate planning made easy and how you can separate your business by utilizing trust.
Because what I'm doing is I'm allowing you to remember that you are living and moving and having your being within a spectacular system. Life knows what it's doing.
Welcome back to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and today we've had the opportunity to introduce you to several of the outstanding moderators who will be joining us at the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo. Simon, we've spent a lot of time talking about the educational sessions, but that's really only one part of the experience.
I was just thinking that, Marie. As we've been talking today, I realized this isn't simply a conference. It really feels like a full day of learning, networking, and building relationships.
Exactly. When we designed this expo, we wanted people to do more than just sit and listen. We wanted them to participate, ask questions, meet industry professionals, and build relationships that could continue long after the event is over.
Besides the moderated roundtables, what else can attendees expect throughout the day?
Throughout the day, attendees will enjoy interactive roundtable discussions, featured presentations, business networking, lunch networking, vendor exhibits, meet and greet opportunities with our moderators and presenters, VIP networking, and award recognition. Every part of the day was intentionally designed to encourage conversations and meaningful connections.
And one presentation we haven't talked about yet is Teresa Wells.
Yes, I'm really excited to have Teresa Wells, an integrative health and performance coach, joining us. She'll be presenting a special session titled, How You Live Your Life is How You Run Your Business. I love that message because business success isn't only about strategies and investments. It's also about how we take care of ourselves, manage our energy, and show up every day as leaders. When we perform at our best personally, we're much better equipped to perform at our best professionally.
I think that's a perfect reminder because success is about more than what we accomplish. It's also about how we sustain that success over time.
Absolutely. That's why Teresa's message fits so beautifully into the overall vision of this expo.
Marie, let's talk about tickets, because I'm sure our listeners are wondering how they can attend.
Absolutely. Our general admission ticket is just $20 and includes access to all of the daytime educational sessions from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For those who want the complete experience, our VIP pass is $97, which includes all-day access, roundtable sessions, evening twilight networking, and our VIP networking and award recognition. And for those who enjoy building relationships in a more relaxed setting, our twilight session runs from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., and tickets are only $47. The event will be held in the beautiful Crystal Ballroom at the Handlery Hotel in San Diego. And yes, parking is validated.
Marie, that's a tremendous value. People aren't just attending presentations. They're spending an entire day surrounded by experienced professionals, business leaders, investors, and entrepreneurs.
And another thing I'm excited about is our official event magazine. Every attendee will receive a magazine featuring our presenters, moderators, event highlights, and valuable resources that they can take home and continue learning from after the expo. It's another way for us to extend the educational experience beyond just one day.
I really like that because the learning doesn't end when people leave the ballroom.
That's exactly our goal. We want attendees to leave with new knowledge, new relationships, new ideas, and resources they can continue using long after the event.
And we've only introduced part of your incredible lineup today.
That's right. Next week, we'll continue our preview of the expo and introduce more outstanding moderators and presenters, including Eric Campbell, Janie Seltzer, Jim McLaughlin, Manny Lopez, and I'll also share a little about my own presentation and why the Twilight networking session has become one of the experiences I'm looking forward to the most.
It sounds like another great show. Marie, throughout today's program, we've talked about education, networking, leadership, investing, and business growth. If someone was listening today and wondering, why should I spend my day at this expo? What would you tell them?
That's a wonderful question, Simon. I would tell them that this expo is really about creating opportunities. Sometimes people attend an event hoping to learn something new. Sometimes they're looking for a business connection. Sometimes they're searching for a mentor. Sometimes they're exploring a new career. And sometimes they simply need one conversation that helps them see a new possibility. That's exactly why we created this event.
I really like that because everyone comes with a different reason. Some are students, some are experienced investors, some own businesses, others are just beginning their journey.
One of the things I'm most proud of is bringing together people from different industries and different stages of life. You'll meet architects, engineers, attorneys, bankers, developers, brokers, construction professionals, students, entrepreneurs, and community leaders. When people with different experiences come together, amazing conversations happen.
I think that's what excites me the most. It's not only about learning from the moderators, it's also about learning from the people sitting around your table.
Absolutely. Some of the best conversations happen during lunch, between sessions, or while introducing yourself to someone you've never met before. I've seen partnerships begin at events like this. I've seen friendships begin. I've seen business ideas become successful companies. You never know where one conversation might lead.
And I think that's something we all need to remember. Opportunities don't always arrive through email or social media. Sometimes they begin with simply introducing yourself to someone new.
Exactly, Simon. That's why one of the values we believe in at the International Wealth Builders Association is this: relationships come before transactions. When we take the time to learn about people, build trust, and genuinely look for ways to help one another, business naturally follows.
Marie, I think today's show has really shown that this expo is much more than a real estate event. It's about education, leadership, relationships, and creating opportunities.
Thank you, Simon. That's exactly what we hope every attendee experiences. Whether you come for one session or spend the entire day with us, my hope is that you'll leave with new knowledge, new relationships, new ideas, and renewed excitement about what's possible. Because sometimes one idea, one introduction, or one conversation can change the direction of your future. Thank you, Simon. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. If you'd like to learn more about the San Diego Real Estate Investing and Business Expo, call 619-453-4664, visit our website, or scan the QR code on our event materials for registration details. We'd love to welcome you on Thursday, August 6th at the Handlery Hotel in San Diego. Until next time, keep learning, keep building relationships, and keep creating opportunities. I'm Marie Antoinette Waite. Thank you for joining us on Fabulous Lifestyle Radio, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.